There's no doubt about it. Farming sim games have become immensely popular with the debut of Stardew Valley in 2016, which took a lot of inspiration from an old school farming sim game that I loved as a child called Harvest Moon. Like the developer of Stardew Valley, new farming games are also taking inspiration from Stardew Valley, calling upon old tropes of the genre, and creating something entirely new like this new farming-inspired Otome game. Hello, welcome to my humble abode. Today we're gonna go ahead and try out the demo for Peachleaf Valley Seeds of Love. Since this game is inspired by a lot of like monumental farming sim games, aka Stardew Valley, Harvest Moon, Story of Seasons, and whatnot, I'm very curious to see how they're gonna incorporate all of these farming sim tropes. Like, is my grandpa gonna die? Am I gonna inherit a farm from my grandpa? Will I be quitting my job because I'm absolutely sick of working in a little cubicle? What's gonna happen? Let's see. I swallow a lump forming in my throat as my boss slowly brings his gaze up to meet mine.
You're fired.
Oh. You're fired. What? If this is the type of work you deem worthy enough to submit to us after such a lenient deadline, then I honestly don't have much else to say to you. Oh gosh, this seems pretty serious. But boss, wait! I can resubmit a new draft or make any changes necessary. But, what exactly is wrong with the current proposal? I thought that... Everything, dude. I can't help but gulp as my boss narrows his eyes at me, slamming his hands on the desk. I watch as he coldly taps on my art proposal before clearing his throat. This is not the level nor quality of work we expected when we hired you as a lead artist for this project, Miss Denise.
It's almost as if you deem this position to be a joke
Oof,
of sorts.
Jeesh. This is harsh, dude. Sir, I can assure you that is most definitely not the case. The urgency in my voice pitches my volume higher, and I can't help but tense up in my chair. I would cry on the spot. It isn't like that at all. I was beyond overjoyed and truly honored to be chosen for this project. I admit that perhaps my art's quality has not been the highest as of late, but I can change that. Please, allow me to resubmit a new... No, this is not something to be discussed. Desperation rises in my chest as I feel panic settle into my stomach, and I unconsciously stand up and bow my head. Sir, please. I'm begging you. I can't afford to lose this position right now. The reason I haven't been able to concentrate is because I'm in the process of getting evicted. My apartment complex suddenly announced their demolition plans, and I've been swamped attempting to find a new place and finish this proposal, but I swear to you, I can...
Tell me, why is it that your excuses are always more creative than your art pieces?
Jeez, why is it that your excuses are always more creative than your art piece? Girl, fight back, okay? Fight back with your boss, okay? This is not acceptable. My heart feels like it's stopped in my chest as I stare at the pair of ice-cold eyes staring back at me. No empathy, dude. No empathy. For a moment, I feel like a deer peering into bright, fast-approaching headlights. Seconds from a tragic fate. I can only watch my boss open his mouth once again, grabbing my proposal in the process.
Perhaps you should have become a writer instead, if you're so good at coming
Dude,
up with stories.
Gobsmacked. We need an artist, not a writer. One that can deliver work, not excuses. I can feel my blood running cold as I watch my boss slowly grab my art proposal. The very same proposal I had stayed up working day and night on for the last several weeks. The very same one that just a few hours ago I was so proud of. This dialogue is so good. Like, whoever wrote this, chef's kiss.
Your proposal was...
Garbage.
Garbage.
For lack of a better word.
For lack of a better word.
Dude, I can't even imagine. Not even like any critical, like helpful criticism. It's just like garbage. Piece of garbage. Oh god, that's so sad. I hope you will come to realize that as an artist. He narrows his eyes as he opens the cover of my proposal one last time before looking back up at me and throwing it in the trash. Piece of... Can't say it, but you know what I mean. You are an easily replaceable asset in such a competitive industry. Dude, I can't imagine my boss or my manager just going up like, you're replaceable. That's... If you're going to spend more time fabricating excuses rather than meeting a client's minimal expectations, then perhaps you should have considered a different career choice.
You're not an artist. You're an amateur.
No, I'm crying. And this company is not looking to employ amateurs. We are looking to employ professionals. One that you have already been replaced with. Dude, that fast? That was fast. Like, they thought about this. I can't help but rub my temples as what feels like the heaviest, longest sigh of my life escapes me. Ugh. I watch as all sorts of people stream like ants throughout the city streets, each with their own destinations in mind. Shiitake mushrooms? What is this? Jewelry, healing, movie theater. Capoe? What is that? Eventually, I can't do much else and opt to stare into a lukewarm cup of coffee in front of me. I don't have a cup of coffee, but like, I got a canteen. I'm looking at it. Fired and getting called garbage right to your face, huh? Definitely not how I expected my weekend to start. My heart feels heavy as I look up from my drink to gaze out at a clear blue sky that seems to stretch on forever amidst towering skyscrapers. Oh. And to think of how beautiful a day it is today, it almost feels like the world's mocking me somehow. My attention is diverted when I hear the sound of a child laughing. My eyes trail over to a young boy, tugging his mother's arm with one hand and clutching a small sketchbook in another as the pair sit down at a table near my own. He opens the sketchbook, flipping to a page of a specific drawing before suddenly jumping up on the chair. The mother laughs as she watches her son strike the same pose as his crayon-colored character before her.
Oh, and this is Thunderman. I drew him during recess when everyone else was outside.
What? He's so handsome! Look at all those details!
Oh, I'm so proud of you, Munchkin. You're getting so good at drawing. Thanks, Mommy. When I grow up, I want to become an artist and draw my own superheroes.
Oh, God. You better not. You better not, unless you want to be like her. I'm just kidding.
Oh, you're gonna be a great artist, sweetie. I just know it. You're already so talented and you work so hard. What else could you need?
I feel my grip on my coffee cup tighten as I watch the beaming child show his mom more and more sketches in his notebook. I just got fired. I don't want to hear about this. The sparkled look of joy, hope, and happiness that beams in his eyes. It's one I remember well. I can't help but swallow the forming lump in my throat as I grab my drink and slam it into a nearby trash can. Ba-bam! As I walk away from the tables, I shake my head sadly as a mother and son's laughter echoes in my ears. And don't be stupid, kid. As much as we all want it to be that way, the truth is, hard work doesn't guarantee anything in the real world. The only thing will earn you is realizing just how stupid those dreams of yours once were. Oh God, this is really depressing. For your sake, I hope along the path of life you find something else that can make you smile like that. Because art just isn't worth it. Take it from me, somebody who just got fired. Dude, that's rough. Without uttering a word, I quickly walk away to escape watching a shadow of what I once used to be too. A shadow of a happy dreaming kid who loved what she did more than anything. A shadow of a person who doesn't exist anymore. Oh my God. This is when she becomes a farmer. I just know it. My feet carry me down familiar city streets as the evening sun begins to set and golden hues illuminate the sky. Wow, this art is so good. Who did it? Look at this. Amazing. But before I had a moment to take in the uplifting sight, an email notification on my phone commands my attention. Dear Miss Denise, this is an urgent reminder. Please be aware that you have 3 days to vacate the premise at 302 New Street Lane. The demolition of the complex will begin Monday morning at sunrise. All tenants and belongings must be removed by then. Any and all belongings that still remain in the property by next Monday will be considered garbage and thrown away. Please act accordingly. Monday? What? That's impossible. I gawk at my phone as I stop to read the full email, earning a few strange glances from other passerby. Oh my gosh. My heart races in my chest as I frantically dial my landlord's number. After a few moments, a voice picks up.
Hello, this is Frank speaking.
I love the voice acting in this game. It's minimal, but just enough, right?
Frank, this is Denise from apartment 302. I just got an email from the complex saying that demolition begins Monday morning. How is that possible when barely a week ago you told me I had another month to move?
Oh, yeah. about that. Sorry for the confusion, but there's been a, slight change in the plan.
Frank, how could you do this to me? What? What are you talking about?
Yeah, you see, the company that bought that complex wants to start building a water park on it ASAP, and well, the original agreement said a month.
The CEO called me yesterday and offered me $500,000 to start next
Can you
week.
believe
Can
it?
you believe it?
Oh gosh, Frank. What? Ugh.
I know! Ain't that something? So, yeah.
You gotta get out of there. Oh gosh. Frank. Are you crazy? How am I supposed to find a place to live and move into in 3 days? It's Friday.
Yeah, I understand and all that, but, money talks, baby.
Oh my gosh. I kind of hate and love Frank at the same time. Like, cause his voice is so funny. He's so funny. Come on. He's so funny. Money talks, baby. Sorry about the short notice, but I'll need you out pronto.
But Frank...
Oh, got another call coming in. Ain't much more to discuss, sweetheart. Deal's a
Oh
deal.
gosh, Frank. I love and hate you, but this is too much. By Monday morning, I need you out of there. No ifs and buts, okay? I scream out in frustration as the call drops and I can only gawk into my phone. By Monday? Where the hell am I supposed to go? I just got laid off, for God's sake. Taking notice of the passing strangers and nearby security guards shooting me curious glances, I feel my cheeks flush red in embarrassment. I clear my throat as I continue walking forward. I need to calm down or I'm gonna risk getting arrested at this point too. But hell, at least I'll have a rent-free place to stay by Monday. Just as I attempt to calm myself by heaving a few deep breaths, my stomach lets out a disturbed growl. I rub my belly as I glance at the time. And to top it all off, I haven't even been eating properly, trying to meet that stupid deadline. What was it even for in the first place? Maybe I should just grab some fast food, go home, and try to plan out how exactly I'm going to survive the next 72 hours. As I barely take a step forward, a speeding car honks angrily at me, causing me to quickly tumble backwards in an attempt to dodge it. An angry-looking man lowers down his window as he flashes me.
Hey, what the hell? Watch where you're going, lady!
Wait, sir? That's my line, you jerk! Where'd you learn to drive? The dumpster? Haha, the dumpster. I can't help but let out a shaky breath as I watch the driver flip me off again before angrily taking off. I look down to catch a sight of myself on the floor, now with a few bleeding scratches adorning my hands and knees. Oh. I glance up to see my people passing by, left and right, but no one bothers to help me, not so much as even spare me a glance. As I look up at the looming buildings on both sides of me, I can't tell what suddenly feels colder, the concrete of the floor, or the hearts of the people in the city. What the heck? What's this? Why'd they do this to her, my girl? I'm here for you. I let out what feels like the millionth sigh of the day as I wrap my arms around my frame from the chilly night air that's begun to settle in. As my apartment complex finally comes into view, I can't help but stop in place. Home sweet home, huh? Well, not for much longer anyways. As I reach out for my keys, I catch sight of a wooden sign that seems oddly out of place, resting against the streetlight next to me. Semi-annual farmers market lasts sunrise to sundown, today only. I raise an eyebrow in the direction of the signs points at, as I tilt my head towards the entrance of a nearby park. Farmers market? I didn't even know those happen in this kind of city. But maybe they'll have something cheap and good that I can grab for lunch tomorrow. Oh, she's looking on the bright side. Just about anything's better than that nasty burger I had for dinner. Ugh. With newfound interest, I decide to make my way towards the park. Oh my gosh, I feel so sad for her. As I walk into the park, the realization of what time it is hits me as I watch people finish moving large tents and baskets into trucks. Damn, missed it. Didn't realize how late it's already gotten. That sign was probably put up way earlier today, huh? Yay, more expired ramen for lunch it is. What a menu. Deciding to at least walk off of the 90% grease, 10% burger I packed I grabbed for dinner, I strolled down the venue and spot various folks still packing. I don't know what I'm saying. The rustic and humble looking stalls of fruits and vegetables being sold grab my attention. But what intrigues me more is the people packing them. I watch as these vendors, most of whom are dressed in simple, worn clothes and mismatching colors, laugh and joke amongst each other. Many are covered in sweat and dirt from a hard day's work, but the looks on their faces is what really captures my attention. Oh my god, don't do this to yourself. Don't look at them. They're too happy. Stop being happy. Why do they look so happy? Despite the visible weariness of the day, almost every face I can spot is graced by an expression of utmost joy as they chat amongst each other and continue packing. One would assume that perhaps they had the best sales day of their life, but the many carts of unsold fruits and vegetables in the back of several trucks dictates otherwise. They seem so genuinely happy. I can't help but feel a little jealous. As I smile sadly and continue working forward, I almost near the end of the long street. Suddenly, out of the corner of my eye, a big sign decorated with vibrant flowers catches my attention. Help wanted! Various positions open at Peachleaf Valley. Oh, Peachleaf Valley. Leave the city life behind and have a fresh and new start in the countryside. I find my eyes transfixed on the words written before me, and for some reason I just can't help but read the sign over and over again, almost as if waiting for the words to sink into me. Leave the city life behind and have a fresh new start in the countryside? I can only blink blankly as I mumble the line out loud, but the sudden sound of approaching footsteps distracts me. I turn to look into the face of a short old man with a funny-looking mustache. The man shoots me a kind smile as he places a small crate of flowers down next to him, before motioning towards the sign.
Evening there, missy. I'm afraid you're a bit late for the market. Seems you might have missed all the good deals, but, well, are you interested in hearing more about the valley by chance?
Yes, I do, sir. As if his question snaps me back into reality, I find myself instinctively shaking my head as I step back. Oh no, sorry, I was just taking a look. I'll be going now.
Is that so? Well, all right then.
Have yourself a good night, young lady. Oh, and here. Ooh, pretty flower. I can't help but blink twice as the old man holds up a pretty flower to my face. The same types as the one filling the crates next to him. I'm sorry, I don't really have any money on me, and...
Now.
Gifts are meant to be paid for, you know. At his warm words and cheerful expression, I can't help but smile shyly as I take the vibrant blooming flower from his hand. Thank you, it's very beautiful. Ain't it? Now go on and make sure you take an extra blanket to bed with you. It's getting awfully chilly these nights around here.
Wouldn't want you catching the sniffles for fun.
This guy is so fun. He's so nice. I nod my head as he shoots me a wave before turning around to continue loading more crates in the back of a small truck. As I turn around and continue my stroll forward, an appreciative smile forms on my lips. I bring the flower to my nose. A sweet, gentle scent fills my senses, and I can't help but feel my smile grow. You know, that's probably the nicest conversation I've had in weeks. I secretly glance back at the old man as he waves over at another vendor while beaming a giant smile. The sign that I was previously so fixated on seems to glow as a beam of moonlight reflects off of it. I look down at the small flower in my hand as I twirl it. Just leave everything behind and start a brand new life in a little valley town, huh? Even just thinking about it seems so crazy. Almost like it's not even real, I just can't even imagine it. My pace eventually slows down as I stop completely. A few moments pass before I hesitantly turn around to look at the sign again. No, it's beyond crazy, it's more like impossible. Even more with someone like me who's never left the city before. I mean, come on, like, let's be real. I wouldn't even last a day without proper Wi-Fi. I'd probably go insane or something. Honestly, same, I probably would. I probably would, to be honest. My thoughts oppose my actions as I find myself standing once again in front of the sign. So why? As I reach out a hand to touch the words in front of me, I can't help but feel tears begin to prickle in my eyes. And as I trace the words, fresh new start with my finger, I can feel my throat tighten. So why does something so ridiculous, so absolutely absurd, just sound like a dream to me right now? Why does a small act of kindness from a stranger have me feeling like this? All at once, feels as if the weight of it all has finally caught up to me. I feel a lump form in my throat as I desperately try to swallow the forming emotions inside of me. Honestly, I'm tired. I'm really, really tired. And it seems nothing ever goes the way I hope it will, and I don't really know what to do anymore. Somehow it feels like everything I do is hopeless. I let out a shaky breath as I hear a pair of slow footsteps approach me. I don't even attempt to hide the tears welling in my eyes as I slowly look up to see the old man's face from before. He shoots me a warm, sympathetic smile as he points to the flower in my hand.
You know, where I'm from, that flower there is usually given to people who leave on a journey.
It's a way to hope for prosperous new beginnings wherever they might find themselves.
Some might lose their way, but
The flower's meant to remind them that no matter where along the path of life they may be,
they can always start again.
as I stare into the old man's eyes, I can't help but smile, but for only the second time today. His words resonate deeply within my heart. I gaze into the beautiful petals of the flower in my hand. For a second, it almost feels like they themselves are cheering me on. I feel a gentle hand place itself on my shoulder as I look up once again. What's your name,
What's
Missy?
your name?
It's Denise.
A fine name at that. Now then, tell me, are you interested in hearing more about the valley? It's never too late to start a brand new adventure, ain't it?
I chuckle as I wipe a few more stray tears from my eyes and nod my head resolutely. I am interested. Can you tell me more? Oh my gosh. I'm excited! It's incredible how the decisions that have the power to change our lives completely seem to happen in the blink of an eye. And from those very decisions, the seeds of our futures sprout and bloom into the very lives set out before us. Oh my gosh, that was so good.
Well, here we are.
Welcome to the
Welcome
valley.
to the valley.
Oh,
Is
gosh.
what I'd originally say, but
Unfortunately, our destination lies just beyond this here trail of tricks, as I call it.
I climb out of the passenger seat of Earl's truck as I look into a dense, steep mountain trail. Trail of tracks?
yep, this one's a bugger.
For folks heading up into the valley, it gets real slippery due to the rain this time of year. However, for those crossing by foot, there's a short little forest path right through there that'll get you to the other side in less time than you can say, "Moo!" Will we be going by foot the rest of the way then?
Well,
As much as I enjoy nature, I'd hate to leave my truck here to it, especially filled with all my flowers and veggies still on board.
here's what we'll do.
You go on ahead through that path by foot, and I'll meet you out on the other side once I get this darn truck over this here trail. Sound alright? Are you sure you can get the truck up there by yourself, Earl?
Earl lets out a roaring laugh as he places his hands on his small, thin waist before patting the back of his truck.
Oh, you bet.
Me and old Bessie here have been together for a lot tougher than this, I'll tell you that. It just gets to be a real bumpy ride up there, and I'd hate for you to get all green and goobery on me. Besides, gets you warmed up for walking. You'll be doing lots of that where you're going.
I can't help but chuckle as Earl's positive demeanor shines through my worries. I nod my head and grab a small bag as I head towards the opening of the forest path he pointed out. Well then, I'll take your word for it. I'll head on through and see you in a bit.
It'll be a darn jiffy.
Make sure you stay on the path now, you hear? Can't be losing you in the forest on your move-in day. You see, I wouldn't know what to do with all your pink suitcases. They don't match my eyes one bit. Okay. Earl earns another laugh out of me as we wave to each other before I walk through a small open path between several bushes. Ooh, I'm scared. Like, are we gonna get lost? Like, as I walk in through the dense shrubbery, I can make out a visible path heading towards an opening not too far away. Clutch my bag for closer as I begin my trek while panning my head around to take in the sights. Wow, I don't think I've ever seen this much green before in my life. Huh. Even the air feels so different here. Feels so fresh. I walk toward a few more steps as I take in the emerald scenery around me. Trees, plants, and flowers, some the likes I've never seen before, all seem to quietly bloom in place. I can hear the sounds of leaves rustling in the wind as an incredibly calming sensation seems to reverberate, okay, I can't say that word, I'm sorry, through the entire area. This place feels so soothing, almost like it's... My inner monologue is interrupted as I unexpectedly bump into something soft. I bring my gaze forward only to stare into the greenest pair of eyes I've ever seen. Oh my gosh. I'm scared. I'm nervous. Oh my god, is it a love interest? Oh, what? Oh my gosh. She bumps into somebody. I just know it. It's one of those tropes. Surprised by the sudden proximity of a stranger peering into my face, I quickly step back, only to misstep and fall ungracefully on my butt. Oh my god, he's beautiful! As I mutter a small groan, I look up to see the stranger chuckling softly to himself. That's him. I'm trying to be like dark and mysterious. Green hair? And what's with his clothes? Hey man, don't shame somebody's clothes. The stranger extends a hand to me with a warm, silent smile. I eye it for a few moments before choosing to accept his help. With a strange amount of ease, the stranger helps me back up to my feet as I shyly gaze up at him. Despite his strange looks, he boasts a beautiful, almost ethereal visage. And somehow, it's as if just standing near him makes me feel incredibly calm. I can't help but catch myself staring as I quickly clear my throat. I'm sorry for bumping into you. I probably should have been watching where I was going. The stranger tilts his head as he shoots me another warm, silent smile. My eyes instinctively widen as he suddenly reaches towards the side of my face before slowly pulling out a 4-leaf clover from thin air. Here you go. Huh? A clover? Was it stuck in my hair or something? I tense up as the stranger gently grabs my hand and places it in the center of my palm without a word. I can't help but stare at the small clover for a few seconds before clearing my throat and looking back up. Thank you for the help. These usually represent good luck, don't they? The stranger nods at me while flashing me a silent smile. And this time, I can't help but flash one of my own. So, are you from around here, or what's your name?
Hey, kiddo!
You over here yet? Earl! Oh my gosh, Earl. I love you, Earl. I turn towards the opening of the path as the sound of Earl's voice booms through the quiet forest. Several leaves seem to rustle as a few woodland creatures scatter about, rushing back into the trees. And just as I turn around again to face the stranger, I find the spot he stood in just a second ago to be completely empty. Oh my god, oh my gosh, is he magic? What the? Where'd he go?
Can you hear me? Don't tell me you actually got lost in there.
I love you, Earl. No, I'll be right there. My eyes dart around the dense greenery around me in a last-ditch attempt to spot any signs of the young stranger, but to no avail. He's gone, as if he vanished into thin air. And in the place he stood just mere seconds ago, small flowers now seem to be blooming from the ground. Oh gosh. What? I shake my head of any strange thoughts as I focus my attention back towards Earl's voice and head to the end of the trail. I'm gobsmacked. What? My breath hitches as I stare out the magical view that lies before me. Oh, wow, this is beautiful. Like, look at this. What? Gorgeous. Whoa. Oh, man. Rolling hills, all covered in blooming flowers, seem to stretch on forever as they all meet the silhouette of a distant town. From this elevation, I marvel as both snowy looming mountains and a sparkling ocean also meet near the town to create a breathtaking display of nature. I can't help but break out into a genuine laugh as a slight breeze picks up and it seems as if all the flowers begin to dance in the wind around me.
This here's my favorite part of the whole trip.
I look over to see Earl and his truck now parked beside me as he looks out over the window with a tender, loving smile.
Welcome to Peachleaf Valley.
Wow. I love this. It's so good. I 100% think the art is amazing. Background music is a bop. Like, come on. Like, Right here in this faraway land, or valley, where the sky, sea, and land meet a brand new story, it's about to begin. Oh, our suitors. Peachleaf Valley sees of love. Ooh. MC, the heroine. Ooh, Jude. I am going for the baker. I love the baker. He's a quiet guy. Skylar, the aristocrat. He's okay. Nadim, the traveler. He seems cool too. I'm like quite curious about him. And who is this guy? Hunter, the farmer. Oh. This reminds me of like all the shoujo anime intros, and I kind of love it because there is not a lot of female-oriented anime nowadays. It's just all around everything. Oh, I love this. Vocals Toiro, lyrics Ichi Tatsuzaki. This is legit. Oh, wow. Round of applause for that intro. That was so good. Oh, is that our bedroom? It looks really cute, very quaint. Earl opens the door to a quaint, fair-sized room as he beckons me inside. Well, here we are.
Well, here we are. This'll be your room for the time being.
Oh, Earl, are you sure about this? I feel like I'm imposing on you way too much. I'm perfectly fine with staying at the inn. I'll find a way to get some money together to pay for the room, man.
Imposing.
Earl, I love you. You're a new resident of Peachleaf now, so you're basically part of the family. You'll find there isn't a whole lot of us down here, but we're a tight-knit community. We do our best to help one another. And besides, after you took the time to explain your situation to me, ain't no way I can turn a blind eye to someone in need. I was there once too, you know, and it's because someone believed in me and helped me get on my feet that I was able to get where I am today. Now's my turn down the line to help. I can't help but smile shyly as I touch the neatly made bed before me. I feel like such a burden already. You didn't charge me anything for the trip, and now you'll let me live in your house without even paying rent? I at least want to pay you back that kindness somehow. I hope you can understand. And you will, kiddo.
But you gotta get back on your feet first.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Earl.
I know this room ain't the fanciest place.
I'm sure you'll want a home for yourself soon enough. But until we can get you settled into your new life here, you can at least rest your head at a night worry-free. A wave of emotion washes over me as I feel tears of overwhelming gratitude threaten to fall from my eyes. I can't help but let out a shaky laugh as I timidly bow my head. Earl, thank you so much. I don't even know what to say. I feel a gentle hand ruffle my hair as Earl beams me a warm smile. There are a bunch of suitors, but nobody will replace Earl for me. You're home now, kiddo. No need for waterworks. Like I said before. You're part of the Peachleaf family. Oh god, no. Don't be crying. You'll find we don't have a lot of stuff you can find back in that big old city you came from. But we do got a whole lot of this. Can't help but giggle as Earl points his arm. Seeing me smile, the old man chuckles and motions to a nearby closet. In case you find yourself missing anything, you'll find some clothes and garments that used to belong to my youngest daughter there. Earl, why are you so nice? She's terribly outgrown them now, but maybe they'll serve you better than they did her. This room belonged to your daughter, Earl? Sure did, but she's got her own life far beyond this little valley now, so feel free to make this room your own. I can't help but glance around the small room. Even though it's not filled with a lot, I can tell everything has been taken care of really well. I turn towards Earl once more as my heart pangs in my chest. Thank you, Earl. Thank you so much. I really don't know how to express how appreciative I am to you. You know, a few days ago, honestly, I thought I'd be out homeless on the street by Monday morning. I didn't ever think I'd be starting a brand new life in such a beautiful valley. Earl chuckles as he shoots me a toothy grin before placing his hands on his hips. Heh. That's a beauty of life, Denise. Yours took you here. No.
Now, on that note, Let's go meet everybody.
The whole town got into a ruckus when I phoned them we had a new resident coming in. You'll have plenty of time to unpack later, so let's get a move on. Okay, I'm excited. Let's go. My eyes start around the streets of a lovely bustling town that looks like it came straight out of the pages of a fairy tale book. Oh, gosh, the art really is good. I watch as shopkeepers sweep the entrances to their stores with wooden brooms and greet each other warmly. Energetic smiles adorn the faces of a small child as they run through the streets without a care in the world. And everyone, absolutely everyone, wears a peaceful smile on their face. Earl stops to shoot me a grin as he himself scans the town around him with a proud expression. This is beautiful. What a charming place. Oh, you ain't seen nothing yet.
You ain't seen nothing yet.
Haha.
But, aha!
I know just where to start off our tour. How about you meet my wife and grandson first, since you'll be living with them under the same roof?
My wife runs the best and only bakery in town.
So if you ever find yourself craving something sweet, you'll know just where to go. A soft bell rings out as I walk into a rustic little shop with a delicious smell wafting in the air. Can't help but feel my face light up as I take in the sight of beautifully colored pastries spanning down a glass counter.
Hello? Anybody home?
Well, look
Oh,
who it
it's
is.
Jude.
Back so soon from your trip, old man?
I love Jude. I want him. I want him.
At the sound of an unfamiliar voice, I shyly peek over Earl's shoulder to spot a young man as he walks in through a set of kitchen doors. Small rays of sunlight shining in through the window reflect off his amber-colored eyes as a kind smile dances on his face. Yes, Jude. I love him. I'm a fan.
There you are, Jude.
I was wondering who was running this bakery. Y'all just can't just leave the front empty like this.
Relax, Gramps. Jeez, you've been back for less than a minute and you're nagging already? Gran's got something in the oven, and I was just finishing up an order.
Can you imagine, like, you married Jude and then your grandpa-in-law would be Earl? Like, that's amazing. That's an amazing family dynamic because I love Earl. Earl's great.
And besides, you know it always gets kinda empty at this hour. No need for nags.
Just as Earl opened his mouth to say something, an old woman walks out through the country doors with an excited smile on her face.
Oh, I thought I heard your voice, dear. You arrived just in time. I have a delicious carrot cake with your name on it in there.
Oh, they're so nice.
Oh, Pumpkin.
You're embarrass me. In front of the kiddos.
Huh?
Kiddos? Earl beams a giant smile as he steps out of the way to reveal me standing behind him.
Nina, Jude, I'd like y'all to meet the newest resident of Peachleaf Valley. Come on, no need to be shy. Introduce yourself.
Right. Hello, I'm Denise. I just moved here from the city and I'm very excited to meet everyone. Thank you for having me.
What?
Denise?
Well, aren't you an absolute delight? Let me get a good look at you, my dear. My nervousness begins to dissipate as Nina steps out from behind the counter and comes closer, beaming a friendly smile.
My name is Nina.
As you probably already noticed, I'm Earl's wife and I run this bakery. It's an absolute pleasure to make your acquaintance, Denise. The pleasure is all mine. Thank you so much for your hospitality and for letting me stay at your home for the time being. Aren't you just the sweetest thing? You're very welcome, my dear. I know such a big move can be awfully nerve-wracking, but you've got nothing to worry about here. You're already part of the family. Nina takes my hands in hers as she says this, and I can feel my heart swell with happiness at this level of kindness I've never experienced before. Thank you so much. I'm afraid I don't know what else to say. Well, you can start by telling me this. Do you like sweets, dear? I do. Butter pound cake is my favorite.
Why, what a coincidence.
That's my little Jude's favorite dessert too, right, dear? I glance over at Jude, still standing behind the counter, but raise an eyebrow when I see him gazing at me with an intense expression. Oh my gosh. Oh, I am scared. I don't know what's happening. He doesn't even seem to register Nina's question as he simply stares at my face, almost as if desperately trying to decipher something. Is there something on our face, or am I just like super hot and he like likes me? You know, come on. My character is pretty cute, you know.
Jude?
Jude, darling, is everything alright, dear? Almost as if his grandmother's worried tone snaps him back to reality. Jude tears his gaze away from me, before nervously looking back up. Oh! I can't help but gulp as his eyes dart frantically between my own. But his face looks so worried. Like, is something happening? Like, is this not a good reaction? Like, what's going on?
Sorry, I have to go.
I did hear he was kind of like a shy character, so maybe that's why.
I need some air. I'll be back later.
Oh my gosh. Woo. It is a little toasty in here. Pun intended, because this is a bakery. With barely a moment's notice, Jude quickly walks out from behind the counter, brushes past me, and briskly exits the small shop.
Jude!
Jude, dear, where are you going?
Oh my gosh, they're like gobsmacked. They're like, what is going on? Like, why? It's because he's in love with me, obviously. You know, my character is super hot, and I mean, she's cute and nice, so I mean, come on, you can't pass this up. His grandparents' calls fall on deaf ears as Jude quickly exits the shop in a hurry, not even glancing back once. An awkward silence falls in the shop for a few minutes as Nina and Earl exchange confused glances. I guess this has never happened before for him. Whoa, what the heck was that about? I didn't say anything weird, did I? Oh, Denise. Please pardon my Jude, he's not usually like this at all. I wonder what got him so flustered.
I know.
Maybe he just couldn't handle just how pretty Denise was. I can feel my cheeks heat up at Earl's joke at the image of Jude's intense gaze on me makes it super good to my smile.
Oh, there's the carrot cake. Just in time.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I feel so good. Like, wow, what a rush. Earl, Denise, why don't you both grab a chair and I'll bring it out with some warm milk. Just a second. Not without some help, you won't. I can't let my pumpkin do all the work around here. Oh, they're so cute. Like, I can't help but giggle at the wholesome banter between Earl and his wife as they lovingly take each other's hands and go towards the back. It fills my heart with delightful warmth to see two people love each other so deeply in such old age. Once the pair is out of sight, I can't help but look over my shoulder at the direction Jude abruptly left moments ago. It almost seemed like he recognized me or something, but that can't be it. I mean, I've never been here before. That was just totally weird. I hope he's okay. Maybe he saw us in his dreams, you know, like... Earl and I walk through the gates of a vast ranch as a clear blue sky shines above us. I can hear the cries of chickens and other farm animals in the distance as a fairly large-sized barn comes into view near a house. I can't help but smile as I spot several chickens grazing, watching as they curiously look over at me. It's such a beautiful day out, isn't it? The animals in this farm must be happy with such a good grazing weather.
Now for our next stop. Welcome to Elderberry Farm.
It's a little strange, though. Heather and hubby are usually out here by this hour. Wait here a second, Denise. I'm just gonna go check and see if they're home real quick. Be back in a jiffy. I nod my head as Earl motions for me to wait in place. I turn around and walk a few paces over to a small chicken pen and giggle as a cute little chick curiously looks up at me. Pew pew! Aww, aren't you a cutie? I wonder what her name is. Bessie? A loud yell in the distance captures my attention, snapping my head up towards the source of the sound. Suddenly, the ground feels as if it's starting to start shaking as the nearby chickens all frantically run in the opposite direction. What the tremors? Bessie.
Bessie, get back here, goddammit!
I turn around at the sound of a loud cry when I catch the sight of a rampaging cow heading straight towards me at lightning speed. The cow is quite large in size and its eyes seem to be glowing red as smoke comes out of its nose. Whoa, gosh, I'm scared. What's gonna happen? Oh, what? A cow? How is it so fast? I can't move out of the way at this rate. I close my eyes instinctively as I brace myself for the impact before another voice shouts out.
Hey, watch out!
Oh gosh, I feel a strong force propel me backwards as I fall to the ground. The enraged cow cries as she races past where I stood seconds ago, dust fluttering in her trail. Oh my gosh, right over my face, another guy. So we've already met 3 guys at this point. After a few moments, I open my eyes and feel my face turn beet red as I see my hands press against a strong, well-defined chest hovering over me. I can feel my pulse go racing as the feeling of muscular arms wrapped around my waist shocked me back into reality. Oh my. Oh, ooh, It's a little steamy in here, is it not? Whoa, sorry about that, miss.
Sorry about that, miss. Are you okay? You're not hurt anywhere, are you?
I look up to stare into ocean blue eyes as a young man stares backwardly at me. Oh my gosh. I can imagine like Billie Eilish just singing that song. I can't remember what the song is, but it's ocean blue, something like that. I am fine.
Phew, I'm glad to hear it. Sorry for the tumble. Let's get you back on your feet, yeah?
The cool breeze flutters against my skin as the young man releases me from his strong grasp, pushing me himself up. My heart stammers in my chest as I sit absentmindedly on the ground for a few seconds, trying to process the situation. Muscles. Oh, so many muscles. Oh my god, girl. She is genuinely shocked by the muscles on this man. My attention is diverted as a hand extends itself towards me. I look up to see the young man from up before, shooting me a friendly smile. Smile.
There are much better places to take a rest than on the ground, you know.
Sensing his kindness, I shyly place my hand in his and he lifts me to my feet with ease. I find myself stammering as he proceeds to kneel down to brush some dirt off from my clothes. He flashes another friendly smile afterwards.
There we go. Good as new. Can I help you?
Oh,
Earl, I love Earl.
Big old Dairy Queen.
Oh my gosh, Earl is Earl is so freaking funny. The sound of Earl's excited yelling grabs both my and the stranger's attention as they turn around to see Earl being smothered in kisses from the previously raging cow.
Oh, you darn love bucket, you. Did you miss me, Bessie?
The young man next to me tilts his head back in laughter at the affectionate display.
Of course. I should have known it was you, Earl.
No one else gets Bessie that riled up. That's because I'm her one and only true love, ain't that right, Bessie? Aww. Can't help but smile as Earl begins to walk over to us with the now tame, calm, and slightly blushing cow.
How have you been, Hunter, my boy?
Taking good care of my sweet, innocent little angel here, right? Of course, Earl. Although I'm afraid she's not nearly as innocent as you think, you know.
She nearly ran over this poor young lady.
Over here with a few minutes back. As Hunter looks back at me with a sheepish smile, I can't help but feel my cheeks heat up again, thinking back to our previous close encounter.
Bessie!
You can't be running over our new neighbor over here before I've had a chance to introduce y'all. Now then, Hunter, where is everyone else?
Mom and Hubie went to the city.
Oh, it's Hubie. I thought it was hubby. I was like, hubby.
Elderberry Farm's down to 1 today, I'm afraid.
Oh, gotcha. Well then, no matter. Denise, this is Hunter. Hunter, this is Denise. She's Peachleaf's newest resident.
And this here's Big Bessie.
My one true love. Ain't nobody out there can hold a candle to my sweet Bessie. What about his wife, though? What about his wife?
Oh, is that so? Huh.
Oh, I knew it. Don't you dare, farm boy!
Don't you dare, farm boy!
I can't help but chuckle as I wave over to the large animal by Earl's side. Hi there, Bessie. Nice to formally meet you. And nice to meet you too, Hunter. Thank you for the help back there.
My pleasure. Sorry about Bessie. As you can probably tell, she, gets real excited when Earl's around.
She probably caught a whiff of him when you guys got here.
Well, that's because she loves me. Ain't that right, Bessie?
I can't help but giggle at Earl and Bessie's endearing exchange. A few moments pass before I catch the sight of Hunter's eyes on me. He wipes a hand on his pants before extending it out to me with a smile.
Welcome to the valley.
I hope your new life here will pan out exactly as you hoped it would, and if you ever find yourself in need of anything, feel free to reach out. Thank you, Hunter. I appreciate it, truly.
No worries. We're all a giant, crazy family down here. Albeit, maybe a bit dysfunctional, too. Oh, by the way.
I also work part-time at the restaurant and do odd jobs around town, so you might see me running around often.
Don't be afraid to ask for directions if you ever get lost, okay?
This place can be a little bit of a maze for newcomers at first. Right, thanks, I definitely will.
Sounds good. Now then, if you'll excuse me. Back in the barn, Bess! Big troublemaker, you!
Moo! The sound of laughter fills in the air as Bessie hides behind Earl from Hunter. Oh, that's so cute. I feel a sense of warmth fill my heart as I get to unravel more and more of the valley. As we approach the entrance of a quaint flower shop, Earl shoots me a smile while he opens the door for me. Now, I'm sure you're probably dying to meet someone you can relate to it, so I want to take you to meet Miss Amelia. She's a real kind girl, runs the shop with her nutty old grandma, seems to be about your age too, so I'm sure you all can be great friends. As we walk into a beautiful flower shop, a sweet scent fills my senses as I can't help but breathe in. I look around to see gorgeous flowers, some the likes I've never seen before, all blooming through even the tiniest cracks in the wood.
Eh? Skylar? Is that you?
Hearing the confusion in Earl's voice, I turn to stare into the profile of a tall, foreign-looking man. The man doesn't seem to have noticed Earl as he paces back and forth, seemingly deep in thought.
Gefähr.
What? I cannot read that. I cannot read French. I took Spanish in high school, so I'm unfortunately very sorry about that. The tall man continues to mutter something to himself before Earl approaches him, waving his hand.
Skylar?
Hello, you listening? The foreign man's attention snaps up at the sound of his name. He looks over before shooting Earl a friendly smile.
Ah, Monsieur Earl! You've returned from your trip! Welcome back! Oh.
Oh. Ow. Before he can finish his sentence, the foreign man's eyes land on me. Our eyes meet for a few silent moments before I muster a shy smile. But before I had the opportunity to even get a word out, I watched in surprise as a tall, slender man gestures tore forward towards me. I blink in surprise as I watch him grab one of my hands and places a kiss to the back. Oh.
And just who is
Dude, I don't...
taking mademoiselle?
Oh, I'm flattered. Okay. Huh? Before I can even answer, the tall man gets down on one knee. His eyes seem completely fixated on me as a radiant smile graces his lips. Is he gonna propose to me?
Mademoiselle, I may not know your name, but I know that your beauty is the envy of every flower in this shop.
Oh my god.
You outshine even the most beautiful rose on the eve of its full bloom. Why, even the most fragrant of blossoms holds no comparison to your...
All right. Let's take it down a notch here, Romeo.
Let the poor girl at least introduce herself, eh? The man named Skylar's eyes widen dramatically as he rises to his feet before bowing deeply. I think it's so funny because I thought Skylar would be like this, like, really cold, aristocratic guy who's kind of like snooty. But I love this Skylar way more, where he's just kind of like full of affection and love. I love that so much. He's so out there.
Forgive my terrible manners.
Monsieur Earl is right. Forgive my terrible manners. How could I ask for your name when I have not graced you with my own?
I am Skylar Dutoit Eclair Jean-Jacques Pelletoir the Ninth.
Ah,
A proud,
okay.
proud resident of this magnificent valley.
Skylar Dutoit, Eclair, John, Jacques, Pelletoir. Okay, yeah, that's a lot.
And you are?
I'm Denise. I am just moving to the valley today. It's nice to meet you, Skylar.
No. But the pleasure is most definitely mine. Lady Denise, you're a spectacle to behold.
Oui, en effet.
Like a marble statue that has come to life. How truly blessed is Peachleaf to welcome you.
Oui, in effet.
I don't know if I said that right.
Thank you, I think.
She doesn't know how to respond to that. That's the first time she's been lavish with so many compliments. Earl lets out a chuckle at Skylar's theatrics. After a few moments, he looks around the shop before turning around with a puzzled expression.
Skylar, where's Amelia and Fiona? Why are you the only one here? That's because Madame's Fiona's stomach was causing her to feel unwell yet again.
Lady Amelia asked me to watch over the shop.
As they quickly left to fetch some herbs from the gardens to brew a tea.
Hmm.
And as the noble gentleman that I am, there is no way that I could simply decline such a heartfelt request at the beckoning of a lady.
Although, I must admit...
It's been quite some time since they left. Perhaps I should go check on them.
But alas!
No one would be able to guard the shop and keep the beautiful flowers company better than moi. Fiona's stomach is acting up again, is it? Alright, I'd better go check up on him a sec. Gardens ain't too far from here. Denise, wait here just a minute, alright? I'll be right back. I open my mouth to call out to Earl, but he's already briskly walked out through the front door. I feel an intense gaze on me as I swallow and turn to look at Skylar, whose eyes seem to sparkle as would a puppy's looking at a treat. Ugh.
So
So is he gonna snack on me? Okay, that's a little bit much. So,
what brings you to this fair valley, my lady? Surely a beauty such as yourself must have left a lot behind to come here so suddenly.
I smile sadly as I look down before tucking a loose strand of hair behind my ear. Less than you think. I came here looking for work and, well, a new life, if I'm honest.
Oh, I see. Forgive my prying, my lady.
I did not mean to paint sadness on such a stunning canvas as your own. Jeez Louise, it's a bit much.
After all, a smile suits you much better.
Aw, that's nice though. I would be a little scared. I would run backwards. This is a bit too much for me. But he's funny. Skylar walks over before grabbing a nearby flower and holding it to my face. He shoots me a warm smile as he gently hands it to me. I can't help but chuckle as I grab the flower. Thank you, Skylar. And what about yourself? I am thrilled that I've piqued your interest enough to ask. I am but a humble art collector that lives in the northern part of town on an estate that belongs to my family. An art collector?
We.
Few things in this world excites the blood in my veins like beautifully crafted artistic masterpieces, and of which, on that note... Skylar's tone seems to shift as he suddenly places a hand on his chin and looks at me. I fidget nervously under his intense gaze as he begins to circle around me, eyeing me up and down, as if scrutinizing something. After a few moments, he shoots me a pleased smile before reaching into his suit pocket and handing me a business card. He rushes it to my cheeks as his face suddenly draws near and his eyes peer intensely into my own.
You said you were looking for employment, yes?
I'm sure there are many opportunities for you to take in this fair town, but...
As the muses would have it, I too am looking for a
Ooh.
employee of sorts.
Okay. Oh gosh. His eyes seem to land on my lips for a few moments as he smiles and looks back up. I feel sort of uncomfortable in this kind of dynamic, because like obviously if I do take the job, he's my boss, and that's just like kind of weird, you know. And I assure you, I can pay most handsomely in currencies that far outweigh most of the other residents of this town.
What say you, my lady?
Does my offer interest
Does
you?
my offer interest you?
My mind goes blank and my heart accelerates as I feel him lean in even closer. When suddenly his phone rings.
Oh, excusez-moi, 1 second. Bonjour, this is Skylar.
Skylar! Oh, hello, Miss Marcello. I have been expecting your call. As Skylar turns around and nonchalantly glanced into its phone, I stumble backwards into the counter as my heart nearly beats out of my chest, remembering his looming proximity just seconds ago. Oh, what's with this man? He's something else. Definitely is. He is definitely on another level, I mean. Oh, she's so pretty. Oh my gosh. The sound of the front door ringing catches my attention as Earl walks in with a smile, accompanied by a young woman and an older one with a cane.
We're back.
Oh my gosh, I love her voice. Skylar shortly ends his call before turning around with a gallant smile.
Ah, you have returned! Magnifique!
Just at the right time, as I'm afraid I must be going immediately.
Of course. Sorry we took so long.
Thanks for the help, Skylar.
No.
It was my pleasure. Thank you for trusting me to guard your dazzling blossoms.
Well, everyone, duty calls, and so I must depart. Au revoir! Until we next meet again!
Imagine he's not even French and he just has that accent because he thinks it's fancy. I feel like he would, honestly. Maybe. Everyone in the shop merely stares at Skylar as he prances out the front door in joyful strides. I clear my throat before looking down at the card in my hand with his name and address. He's quite an interesting person. My attention is focused on the new faces that have entered the shop as they turn towards me.
Oh, hello there. You must be the new resident, right? It's so nice to finally meet you. Welcome to Peachleaf Valley. My name is Amelia. I run this flower shop with my grandmother, Fiona.
She's so pretty.
That would be me. Welcome to the valley, child.
I hope you don't already want to go running for the hills after being sandwiched between Earl and Skylar in a single day.
And just what's that supposed to mean?
I'm plenty friendly.
As friendly as a badger stuck in a beehive.
Heaven knows how much you've yapped the poor girl's ear off already.
Why, you...
As Earl and Fiona engage in a glaring match with each other, Amelia scoots over next to me before giggling. Don't mind them. They're always like this. They've been rivals ever since they started out as farmers. Oh, I see. It makes sense then. They must have a lot of history.
You've been touring town all day with Earl, right?
You must have run into a lot of new faces by now, huh? Yeah, everyone's been awfully kind and the town's just lovely. Isn't it? Sometimes I feel like we're a little out of the way from the rest of the world, but the sights of the valley really make up for it. Suddenly, the image of the green-haired stranger I bumped into in the forest trail resurfaces in my mind. I tilt my head curiously as I motion towards Amelia. Actually, does a green-haired young man live here?
Huh?
Green-haired? Yeah, I sort of ran into him in the forest path on the way to town. He had long green hair. I was, wearing some strange robes. I thought maybe he worked in town or something, but I haven't seen him again.
Sorry.
I've been living in this town my whole life, but I've never run into anyone that fits that description here.
Ran into one of the spirits, did you?
What the? No, don't tell me. We have some spirits. Magic. Spooky spirits. I'm quite interested in this now. I'm invested. Ran into the one spirits issue.
Fiona's voice captures my attention as she walks towards me with her cane. Spirits?
Our valley is home to much more than what you merely see on the surface. Inside of its forests, peaks, and waters lie many hidden secrets. It is said spirits of the earth, sky, and sea make their home here as well. You would do well to respect their domains.
Why should you anger them? Terrible calamities will befall. Oh, calamity. I wasn't even talking about calamities. Will befall this entire world, and even the fabric of nature can be.
Oh, there you go again with the ghost stories, Fiona. Haven't I told you 1,000 times it ain't good for tourism?
And how many times have I told you they are not ghosts?
Just because the spirits have never chosen to grace a fool like you with their benevolence doesn't mean that they do not dwell amongst us.
Who you calling a fool, you old hag?
Who else, you uncultured foolhead?
Oh boy.
Here we go again.
Here we go again. Would you like some tea? We might be here a while.
Oh, I lost them. Allow me to lend a hand. As we exit the flower shop, I can't help but look out towards the expansive blue sky above us. Somehow, it doesn't even feel like it's the same sky as I used to see in the city. The sound of Earl muttering to himself catches my attention as I see him looking around several buildings while fiddling with his mustache. Let's see here. Where should we stop by next? As I open my mouth to respond, I'm interrupted by the distant cheers of a small crowd. I look around and see various townspeople running towards a street corner nearby with a wide grin on their faces. Come on, hurry, or we'll miss the show. The show? Oh, he's performing today, is he? Performing? Who is? This is our fifth love interest, I think? I'm like losing count. Well, I tell ya, when I can show ya. Come on, Denise, or we'll miss it. Earl briskly turns the street corner and my eyes widen. A fair-sized crowd has gathered right in the middle of a small plaza, laughing and clapping in awe as someone in the middle of the space. What's going on over there? From here, it's hard to see anything with so many people gathered around.
Hey, over here.
I look over to see Earl point to some nearby stairs that leads up to a balcony. He climbs up a few and then motions me over before glancing at the crowd. A smile plasters on his face as he crosses his arm.
Take a look. You wouldn't want to miss this.
As I turn to see where the crowd gathers, I can't help but stare in awe at a slender, dark-skinned young man in colorful, exotic garb dances elegantly. The young man shoots the crowd a smile as he continues his performance. Many of the crowd's faces, which appear to be mostly women, all cheer as he moves back and forth through the space. Suddenly, he pulls out red banners of decorated velvet seemingly out of nowhere as he throws them into the air and backflips before catching them. Whoa, what a beautiful person. I don't think I've ever seen someone move so elegantly. Whoa! He opened his eyes. The crowd cheered as he shows off more and more impressive dances, moves mixed with incredible acrobatics and magician-like tricks. I find myself slowly peering over the rails in excitement as I gaze down, and at one point the performer motions the crowd to step back before slowly arching his body and breathing out rose-colored fire from his mouth. Phew! Wow, I've never seen anything like this before. Ain't that right? He sure is something else, ain't he?
Sure, he's something else, ain't he?
Knows how to please the crowd, that's for darn certain. The crowd goes wild as the young performer dances and does more and more tricks, mixing different elements to create a riveting performance.
And after a while, the performer bows, now covered in a light layer of perspiration as the crowd roars and claps. And as he looks up, sweat dripping from his hair, the townspeople begin to throw coins and flowers at his feet in appreciation for his colorful and avant-garde performance.
Shukran jazilan. Thank you, thank you.
I can't help but laugh in delight as Earl and I clap from our spot on the stairs too. And Earl begins to whistle and I clap loudly next to him as I watch the performer accept more and more coins humbly. Eventually, he pans up to where Earl and I stand and his gaze meets mine. Wow, he really is gorgeous. I feel my heart skip a beat as the performer shoots me a small, mysterious smile before turning around to collect all the coins and flowers. Earl and I eventually make our way down the stairs as the crowd begins to disperse. And suddenly, Earl turns to me with a smile as he motions towards a different direction.
Oh, I know. Let's stop by the inn next.
Old Duke would yap my ear off if I didn't properly introduce y'all. As Earl begins to walk forward down an opposite direction of the plaza, I follow him. But I can't help but find myself staring back in the direction of the performer, who is now surrounded by several young women from the town, eagerly showering him in compliments. The performer's eyes briefly meet mine again. I can feel myself blush as I quickly face forward and run to catch up with Earl. Yeah, I'm so excited. He seems really cool. I'm excited to know what this person is. How they describe it is like a really mysterious guy, so... As we walk in through the doors of a rustic yet large wooden inn, a middle-aged man wiping down a counter turns to face us with a smile.
Well, well. I was wondering when you'd show up, Mr. Mayor.
Mayor?
Aw, come on now, Duke.
How many times have I told you to stop calling me that? Unless you prefer it, start calling you Doctor.
Oh my god, I had no idea Earl was the mayor. I thought he was just a farmer or something.
Well met.
Although in my case it's different. I'm retired. I turn my head to look at Earl curiously at the previous comment catches my attention. Whoa, Earl, wait, you're Peachleaf's mayor?
Well...
Something like that, I guess. These crazy old folk voted me once a few decades ago. What? These old folk voted me one a few decades ago, and I don't know what's worse. An old kook like me governing this little valley, or the nutcases who voted for it in the first place.
The man behind the counter lets out a hearty laugh as he shakes his head. Then I suppose I'd be one of those honorary nutcases then. Haha. The man turns to me with a smile as he extends a hand out for a shake.
Name's Duke.
Name's Duke.
Welcome to Peachleaf.
Welcome to Peachleaf. Oh my god, I love his voice. Name's Duke. Name's Duke.
I run this inn with the help of a few employees. Earl's gone ahead and given me the rundown already.
Thank you, sir. My name is Denise. Nice to meet you.
Likewise.
I hope Peachleaf turns out to be a change for the good for you, Denise.
The city life isn't for everyone, after all. I know that.
Oh, he's from the city, I see.
Oh, you're from the city too, Duke?
He sure is. Although, that was ages ago now, right, Duke? You know, back when the dinosaurs roamed and stuff.
Oh my gosh.
All right, you old codger. I'm not that old yet. You've got me beat by at least a good 30 years.
As Earl and Duke laugh amongst themselves, I can't help but chuckle at their light-hearted banter. Have you two known each other for a long time?
Too long.
Way too long.
I've known this overgrown lughead for about 25 years now.
So I'm going from a princely teenager to an overprotective father to a frankly old grouch. Wow.
Now then.
Where's little Melody? I'd like to introduce her to Denise.
Up in her room, throwing a tantrum and calling me a tyrant all because I made her do her biology homework. Honestly, did not love biology, or at least the class I was taking. Earl shoots his head back in laughter and then gives Duke a knowing look. Teenagers, eh? God,
God,
I'm just grateful I
I'm just
didn't have
grateful I didn't have twins.
Raising one teenage girl is enough stress to last a man a lifetime. Oh, she has 3 kids? Whoa. You're telling me I raised 3. Suddenly their conversation is interrupted at the sound of the front door opening. And my eyes widen as a young performer from the 4 silently walks into the room carrying a giant load of neatly wrapped flowers.
Ah, there you are, Nadim. I was hoping to run into you.
What a show that was! The young man named Nadim shoots Earl a kind smile as he walks over to us. I can feel myself instinctively freeze up as he stands next to me and slightly bows his head at Earl.
I thank you for taking the time to watch my performance, Earl. I hope it brought a smile to your face.
If only I was 40 years younger, I'd be out there busting a move with you.
Oh, Earl, I love him. He's so nice.
Like a whoo, wah, or ha-choo, whoo.
Oh god. Earl. We all instinctively approach Earl as he places a hand on his back, but quickly gives us a sheepish grin. Duke sighs before shaking his head as Nadim tries to stifle a genuine laugh. Thank you, Earl. I appreciate your words. They bring me joy. Not as much joy as you bring to everyone in town with your performances, so thank you, Nadim.
The honor and pleasure is all sincerely mine. Now, if you excuse me, I should be going.
I must quickly find a vase and water for these beautiful flowers, lest they wilt before their time. Just before Nadim has a chance to escape, Earl quickly motions to me. Oh, before you go, Nadim, this is Denise. She'll be living in our valley starting today. I'm taking her around to introduce her to our little town. Oh, I see. Please pardon my rudeness. I thought of you as merely a passing traveler, not as a new neighbor. Just as I'm about to open my mouth, Nadim shoots me a smile and bows his head at me.
My name is Nadim. I am not originally from Peachleaf, but nonetheless, it is where my travels have taken me.
I hope this valley will become a place you will cherish on your own travels as it has for me. Thank you. My name is Denise. It's nice to meet you, Nadim. I saw your performance earlier with Earl. It was wonderful. You're so beautiful. We're like unexpectedly flirting with him already. Nadim seems to blink unexpectedly at my blunt compliment, and I find myself going cherry-faced at my unexpected confession. I mean, I meant the performance. The performance was beautiful. That's not to say you weren't beautiful too. I mean, Nadim's lips curve into an amused grin as he lets out another laugh. He smiles at me as he bows his head again.
I am appreciative of your words. You are far too kind.
I hope you'll come watch me perform again sometime.
Well then, I shall get going. I wish you all a wonderful evening.
I can't help but feel my face heat up as Nadim walks up the stairs up in. I bite my lip as I watch him leave before turning to face the ground. You idiot, you just outright call him beautiful. Ugh, I'm so embarrassed.
Evening? Oh, by Bessie's sake, he's right.
Look how late it's already gotten. I can't believe Earl just completely missed that whole entire conversation. As Earl points outside a window, I can spot the golden hues of sunset beginning to creep into the sky. A nearby clock chimes, signaling the start of a new hour as Duke straightens up before wiping his hands.
And there's the clock.
I hate to leave you folks, but I need to get ready to open the bar. And I need to take Denise home in time for dinner or Nina will have my head. Well then, Duke, I'll come back another time to see Melody. It was nice meeting you, Duke. Thank you again.
Pleasure's all mine. And once again, welcome to the valley.
As I finally finish unpacking the last of my belongings, I can't help but stare out at my newly organized room. Whew, finally done unpacking. As I sit on the bed and touch a soft blanket under me, I can't help but smile, recalling the day's events and the many faces I met. There were definitely a few interesting personalities today, but wow, everyone here really is so warm and kind. It's incredible to think just how different my life and surroundings were barely 3 nights ago. As I gaze out towards the shining moon outside, I can't help but feel my smile begin to fade. And even with an overall pleasant day, the nervousness of being in a brand new environment so far away from the place I've called home my entire life is still very much around. And despite my best efforts to keep my mind busy, I shortly came to realize that every moment I'm alone, I'm flooded with doubts and questions I don't even know how to answer. Did I make the right choice? Was coming here the best decision? Do I truly even belong here? Suddenly a small knock to my door interrupts my thoughts, and I hear Earl's muffled voice call out from the other side. Denise, can I come in? Yeah, go ahead. A few moments later, Earl peeks his head in before shooting me a friendly smile. And he walks inside and closes his door behind him. Turning around, his gaze lands on my now empty suitcases.
All settled in?
I was gonna come by and ask if you needed help with anything. Yep, I'm packed. Thank you again, Earl, for everything. Earl peers into my face for a few seconds as I try to flash him my best smile, attempting to hide my previous anxiousness. And after a few moments, he chuckles before taking a seat next to me on the bed. Still got the jitters, huh, kiddo? No, I'm fine, really. Everyone's been absolutely wonderful. You've all done so much for me, and I don't even have any right to complain. I'm just a little tired, and
You don't know if you belong here.
Oh, Earl knows. I raise my head in surprise as Earl merely smiles warmly back at me. I can feel my throat tighten as I tear my gaze to the floor. How did you? Earl chuckles at the remark. Don't tell me he also came from the city. What?
You see all these wrinkles and white hairs on this balding head? They ain't there just for fun, you know. From living and learning and growing.
Earl takes in a deep breath as he looks around the room nostalgically before his eyes land on the moon. The face you have on right now is the same face each of my daughters had when they told me they wanted to move away from the valley. Oh my god, that's so sad. The same face they had when they told me, Papa, I'm scared. And they didn't know if leaving home, leaving all they ever knew behind in this little valley was going to be good for them.
And you want to know what I told
Wow.
them? Home is right here.
Oh, I can't help but smile as lightly taps on his heart. And his eyes grow warm at the sight of my smile, and he places a reassuring hand on my shoulder.
It doesn't matter where you end up in life, kiddo.
You can be in a giant city or a tiny village in the middle of nowhere, but as long as you wake up each day and look forward to the world around you, then you found your home.
Found your home.
Oh, that's so precious.
Peachleaf may not be your last stop, but maybe it can help you find out what it really means to belong.
Oh my god, Earl, I love you. You're so nice. I feel tears prickle in my eyes again as I nod happily. I can't help but laugh, quickly wiping away the tears as a hand ruffles my hair. Thank you, Earl.
Be patient with yourself. My ma always used to say that we're all like little saplings, growing and sprouting at our own paces and in our own directions. But don't hold yourself back from blooming just because you're not sure where your petals might fall.
I smile as I turn to look at the flower Earl gave me a few days ago, now adorning a small vase in the corner of my room, blooming beautifully in place. You're right. I may not know what the future holds, and there's a lot of questions I've yet to answer about who I am, who I want to be, and what my place is in this world. But there's no way I can start off with the right foot without at least trying to put my best foot forward, right?
Now that's what I like to hear. And you have all of us here at the Valley to support you.
Which also leads me to my next question for you. I notice Earl turns around before digging into his pockets and pulling out a few help-wanted flyers and laying them on my lap. Now that you've moved in, you gotta decide where you like to start working. Luckily, you came at the right time, so you got options. I can definitely put in a good word for you, so go ahead and choose where you'd like your official new life in Peachleaf to begin. Where should I start working? At the bakery. Obviously, at the bakery.
Why are you choosing me? Fine, I guess.
Oh, that's it? Oh, darn. Or so I thought. The devs of Peachleaf Valley were a little sneaky and added a little bit of something at the end of the game. I don't know what this is, but something popped up. The wind howls atop a cold mountain peak. And from this desolate place that can only seem to shelter the clouds and remnants of an era long lost to time, a lone figure watches over all below him. His scarlet-colored hair is stark against the colorless sky as another breeze seems to pass him by, almost as if whispering into his ear. And another pair of footsteps suddenly echo out from behind him, followed by a commanding voice.
Have you sensed it? A shift in the earth has occurred.
The lone figure only lets out a low chuckle as he brings his hand forward as if to grab something in front of him from thin air before turning around.
How foolish of you to even ask. Why, it's almost as if you forget who I am. For the winds, they whisper everything to me.
Wow. Jeez Louise, are these like villains or something? In his hand now dances a small clover at its tiny leaves, twist and bend in the winds. Oh, it might be a couple of the spirits. The figure lets out another chuckle as he brings his eyes to face the dark-haired man in front of him.
Although the shift is not the only piece of news they have brought with them. Why, it seems we have a new arrival in the valley. See for yourself.
With a lift of his finger, the winds dance at his command. In an instant, a sculpture made of clouds, now resembling a young woman's face, floats between. Oh my god, it's our face, it's our face. The other man scowls as he eyes the clouded sculpture with disdain.
It's just another human. What importance could she possibly bear to our conversation?
A low laugh emerges from the figure as with another lift of his fingers, the cloud sculpture of the young woman floats back to where he is. With a smirk, the figure glides his finger over the sculpture's cheek.
You've always been so awfully impatient, haven't you?
Oh my god, they're brothers?
Brother? Because I'd ponder to think that the shift and her arrival, well, perhaps the two may not yet be so unrelated.
Impossible. A mere human can play no part in the affairs of spirits.
Perhaps not. And yet, take a closer look.
As the figure moves his finger in the air, the sculpture floats in the opposite direction. The dark-haired man narrows his eyes when suddenly he catches sight of a faint gleaming green light emanating off of the young woman's forehead.
Eden! That bastard! When did he...
It's... Okay, so Eden is definitely the guy that we met earlier with the green hair. I think so.
Interesting, isn't it? With barely a foot into our domains, and the land has already bestowed its protection over her. It sends quite the message, don't you think?
I see no being worth protecting. Only the naive acts of a fool that does not know his place.
A low rumbling laugh escapes the lips of the scarlet-haired figure, which seems to shake the entire mountain itself. A howl of wind seemed to cry out in the distance as with a snap of his fingers, and the sculpture of the young woman's face disintegrates into the air, and left in its place is only a small glowing clover. Both figures turn their gaze on the horizon as they look out over the vast expanse below them.
Worry not, for the winds. They will reveal all in due time.
Wow.
Until then, come, let us watch how the rest of this story shall unfold itself.
What the heck? Meanwhile, a figure turns his gaze towards the horizon.
The earth.
She trembles, just as she did all those years
Oh, how he
ago.
speaks.
What could this mean? A simple coincidence, or a sign of something yet to come?
There is no confirmed release date, so we're still up in the air about when it's going to be released, but I am loving it and eating it up. The dialogue is so good and well written. I think this is true with their previous visual novel as well, which I really enjoyed. I'm also really excited about this like side spirit turmoil that's going on as well, which is kind of intertwined with like the farming sim kind of storyline as well, which I'm very excited about. And without further ado, thank you all for watching and I'll see you in the next one.